lady of rock and soul, Patti LaBelle, live. This Friday night at 8 at the Arsht Center. Tickets on sale now at thearshtcenter.org.
Good morning, everyone. I am Stephanie Van Bark, and welcome to Just Talking Business. I am a small business owner. Thank you again for tuning in. We have with us a wonderful conversation, primarily because this gentleman is from an industry that I was highly impressed with during the pandemic. Before we get started, I want to remind you this segment is sponsored by the Adrienne Center of Performing Arts in Miami-Dade County. For those of you who had a chance to see the Alvin Ailey performance this weekend, please shout out. It was amazing. I had a fantastic time, got to dress up and look pretty, but it was amazing. And definitely we are going to continue to promote going to the Adrienne Center. The next big celebration is Patti LaBelle on March 18th. So I hope to see you there. All right, now let's get to business. Fitness, wellness. That's what this gentleman is all about. Jeremie Eitienne. Hi.
Hey, how's it going? How's it going? Hey, everybody.
Very good. Very good. Thank you for tuning in or joining us today. I don't know if you could hear me. I don't think you could in the green room, actually. But I was sort of telling the audience and telling everyone that your business was actually one of the businesses that I found highly impressive during the pandemic. Before we get into questions, let me stop and say, who are you and what do you do? And then we'll start probing you with questions.
So my name is Jeremie Eitienne. I'm the owner of InSeason LLC. And basically what LLC is pretty much, we're a wellness provider, and we provide meal planning, exercise planning, and personal development for entrepreneurs and small business organizations.
Okay. So let me start with asking this. It feels like in the fitness industry or the wellness industry, prior to the pandemic, it was very specialized. There were folks who did just working out. There were folks that did just the nutrition piece. There were folks that did just the meditation piece. That seems to be evolving, meaning we have folks like you that are a holistic approach to health and wellness. Was that the result of a pandemic? Is that where the groove of the industry is going? Or is that just how business is structured so that you have different streams of income?
Well, I think it's a combination of so many things. I guess the pandemic really centered it to two. So for example, like what happens when we remove all these little, per se, barriers, that we have, like, whether you're in work or whether you're in church or whether you're a community, when we remove all those things, all you can do is look at yourself, look at yourself and look at your family. So now you start to look like, wow, like my weight, or wow, I'm a little self-conscious about certain things in life. So there's some things I have to develop, myself. Now also as well, you spend even more time on social media.
Right.
So now you start to see things online and you're like, wow, like this person's going through this and this person's going through that, or this person's doing this or this person's doing that. And now you're like, it's even more geared towards self. So now you get people where I got to do something. Do something. And then now when the transition of working out in the gym is gone, everyone's saying, hey, I'm going to work out at home, or I'm going to work out. So you got a lot of trainers and wellness providers who like, wow, I gotta switch over to the Zoom thing. I got to switch over to online workout because I'm losing clientele. And we're posting like crazy, saying, hey, work out. Look at me working out in the pandemic, out in my front yard or out in my backyard or out in my room. It even thinks to yourself like, okay, I see InSeason Jeremie working out. Maybe I should work out too. Maybe I should bring a couple of dumbbells. Yeah.
So the evolution of how the wellness community has gone, it really came from clientele requests.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I'm sweating. So
yes. So what happened for me was I was working out in the gym. I have my clients that I was working at the YMCA in Weston. Shout out to the YMCA in Weston. And my clients reached out to me and say, hey, I like what we're doing. And I know it's COVID, but I still want to do something. Can we at least just like meet in a park or something
Mhm.
like that? And so I was like, oh, okay. And even in the midst of that, I have trainers on texting me say, hey, I just created a gym in my backyard, and
Mhm.
or I created this and I did that. I'm still taking my clients. I'm bringing my clients to my garage. I'm bringing my clients here. So that's the evolution of this new thing where now people want the people who were already taking care of themselves or already were working out say, let's keep this going. Do we have to do it Zoom? Do we have to meet in the park? I'll do whatever it takes to keep
Right.
this going. So now you have a lot of people leaving the gym now and now becoming their
Right.
own entrepreneurs like me,
Right.
and or now people doing coaching as well, and they're doing the coaching method, which another thing that grew big too. Now you had a lot of trainers stop being trainers and start being coaches.
Okay. Now, so okay, so that's what I was talking about a little bit before you hopped on.
Mhm.
Your industry during the pandemic, I mean, I was highly impressed. You fitness and music for some reason became sort of almost our lifeline,
Yeah,
because you couldn't really go out anywhere. But your two industries use technology in a way that I sort of feel a little like y'all set the precedence for how we maneuver. Honestly, I had a chance to interview someone else earlier who talked about just using Instagram every morning and just posting things that
hmm
they were doing
oh, we got cut off for a bit. You still there, Steph?
Yeah, I'm here. Here we are. Here we are. Here we are. Here we are.
Perfect. All right.
Here we are. Who just would not have um been able to touch. You wouldn't have been able to touch some of those folks. Have you found that to be the case now that you've sort of transitioned to this remote dynamic, that you're reaching an audience that's far beyond your immediate radius?
Yes. So now I ended up getting clientele that were in Ohio.
Really?
Yeah, it's like, hey, I want to keep things going, but hey, like I saw, do you do virtual? Like I noticed people doing
Mhm,
things virtual now. Can we do something virtual? So now it's like, at that time, I was like, I'm kind of new to it, but
mhm.
hey, it
Let's
was a
try it.
yes, and it was great because it was a good friend of mine. So it was great. So she was like the pilot program, you know. So I had an opportunity to practice it on her, and it worked out. It worked pretty well. And I started meeting up with other trainers and professionals who are working these software systems. Um, and
I apologize. Hey, there we are. I don't know what's happening today.
don't worry, we're gonna still make it happen. But were
Okay,
you
this
able to
happened.
hear me?
Huh?
Were you able to hear me?
Yes, 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 yes. That you were able to work with a friend in Ohio,
Yes.
um, and learn how to do this. Well, then, how do you market to what seems to be now two different types of customer
So
base?
so now it's all about because one thing people don't tend, like they're always so big on like, okay, I gotta reach the market, but then
Mhm.
what about bringing value to the people that you do have? And the people I
Okay.
did have at the moment were like, they were starving for, okay, I need to continue to go through my health journey. And so now it's like, how can I better serve you in the time that we're in? So the
Mhm.
transition to this remote training was a very beneficial to me. So now learning from other trainers who transitioned already, were some people who were, I guess, started this process before COVID, and
Mhm.
I'm learning
Mhm.
how they're kind of working the system and how they're providing value to their clients. And so I'm learning how to provide exercise planning where we can provide videos and notes and all the information that you need. So it really feels like you have a trainer with you without
Mhm.
actually having a trainer with you, or you feel like you have a person coaching you through the whole process without even doing that. And then how we keep them accountable. We do calls during the week.
Mm-hmm.
We have the accountability checklist where if I don't get those notifications saying that that there is a completion of the assignment that I gave you,
Mm-hmm.
now you're going to get a call from me saying, "Hello, what's going on?" You don't want that call from your coach.
Right. Right. Do you let clients go who aren't delivering? Like, do you find that you would kind of go, okay, you're not really doing what needs to be done. This might not be a good fit. Have you, is that how that process works?
Actually, at the end of the day, they let themselves go.
Okay.
They let themselves go. So after constant coaching, after kind of reaching out and like I for most people, you could give all the motivation in the world. There is stages of a person wanting to make that change. So it
Mm-hmm.
might not be this year, it might not be this month, because I get clients where they might reach out to me this year and it's trash city. But then next year, they then went from pre-contemplation to contemplation to I actually want to do this. So
Okay.
now I have another person now. We have another a set of focus. We have another motivational factor that's going to drive them through this journey this time.
Okay.
So we get some people who might fall off, but they'll be back. And when they're back, I'll be ready. And if it's not me, I hope it'll be another trainer or coach what they'll get that will provide them the service that they need to get to that next stage in life. All I want is all of us, especially our Black and brown people, to be healthy. I want us to be motivated and educated and inspired for this journey as we go through life.
So, okay, so let's stick with marketing a little bit here. So I did a little
Yeah.
Google on you. In your bio, you talk about your name or what you refer to yourself as the wellness pastor.
Yes.
Well, I Googled that, and the first thing to pop up was an article about you as the wellness pastor, which, from a marketing point of view is brilliant.
Yeah.
Um, so, first of all, how did you come to that name? And then how have you found that to be an impactful moniker for you? Um,
Oh, well, Steph, man, I appreciate that question. I came from a humble beginning. I came growing up in church,
mhm,
and
mhm,
I went through this journey where I didn't know what to do. Like kind of with myself and like where my life was heading.
mhm,
And I was like, God, like, like what do you want me to do? Like I'm here. I kind of like personal training, but it's cool, but I don't know if this is what I want to do. I'm in school for dietetics, but I don't see myself to be a clinical dietitian. I don't know what I want to do. Like, kind of give me some direction. So I took some time to fast, and then something said, "Well, you like to talk, and you like to educate. You love to educate people on nutrition." I was like, "Yeah, I like to do that." And I'm writing all my stuff down. I'm writing all the stuff that like you do like personal training. I was like, I do, but I don't want to just limit myself to that. And then I was like, wow, you could be a wellness coach. It's like the best of both worlds, speaking and educating and coaching and training people. It's like, wow. So I was like, this is it. And then I was like, what? So how did God gets the glory from this? Like, how did I help? How does God? How does this fall in His plan? What
mm,
is this? Is my assignment on this earth? And then he said, well, there's a lot of Christian people who are not healthy. We're spiritually, doing well. We've got the scriptures. We know how to quote it. We know how to practice it.
mhm.
But even God talks
Right.
about how everything is good, but not everything is beneficial.
Mhm.
So we need to take care of our bodies. So if there was a way that I could help church members or churches, you know, um, I would love to be that person. So
Mhm.
then something hit me like, well, you're going to be the wellness pastor.
I mean, it's brilliant. I mean, it's brilliant. It really is.
So
It's
everywhere
something.
you go,
There's
you're
a
gonna
wellness
wherever church you come into contact with, they're all gonna notice you as the wellness pastor.
pastor.
Even when you're out on the street, people are gonna notice you as the wellness pastor, but um, because I grew up pastoring people. I was a youth
Mhm.
pastor. I was a youth president at my church, and
Okay.
I grew up with that. So when I'm personal training or when I'm coaching people, I'm also pumping life into them as well.
Okay.
So I consider myself as the wellness pastor because I feel like that's my divine assignment. So I saw E.T. Eric Thomas. You might be the hip hop preacher, but I'm the wellness pastor.
Yeah, that's right. And I've seen him too. I swear I've seen him. It's funny. So is your target market spiritually based? Like, do you literally seek going into churches and identifying your clients? That way, is that where the largest portion of your clientele comes from?
Actually, it's if I would think maybe it's like 10 to 15%, and I'm working with a fellow right now for us to kind of reach out to the actual this South Florida region.
Mm-hmm.
We're speaking to a church organization that's in charge of the
Mm-hmm.
South Florida region. So I'm supposed to be hopefully if everything goes well, I'll be presenting a presentation to them so I can work with local churches down here. That was my first and foremost assignment. I was like, I'm going to put it out there, and if this is where you want me at now, then I will. So usually any churches, I give them services, breathing sessions. I speak about nutrition. I
Mm-hmm.
motivate women. I exercise programs, whatever it is. I do that as like minimal to no cost,
Okay.
because I want to make sure I take care of them. But bulk of my business has been coming from small organizations, small businesses, and
Okay.
more B2C. Right now, we're kind of full on deck when it comes to B2C.
Mm-hmm.
So we're trying to leave space for the B2B right now.
Okay. Okay. So okay. So you just mentioned, no low to nominal pricing or no low to nominal cost. How do you make money? How does someone in the fitness space make money?
Serving your community. I think if you start there and you let the people know that you're the expert in your community,
Mhm.
the word will definitely get out. So
But do
that's Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I was going to say, do you base your pricing on, because I noticed on your website you have three different packages. Do you base your pricing on the hours that you will be working with this client as well as what?
So I base my pricing, and I encourage everyone to do this. You definitely should check out the market and what the market says the average
Mhm.
trainer or average coach is coaching for, and then think about your value. I had a
Mhm.
trainer come to me when I was doing $5 training sessions. Yeah,
And
yeah,
even I can say,
yeah.
even though I would love to afford that, but I can even tell you that was not even worth your gas to go anywhere.
Yeah, I was doing $5 training sessions, and he was like, "Jeremy,
Don't do
you gotta know your value."
that.
So I figured out my value, and I was like, well, I see what the market says, and based on my knowledge, I know my value, and I can even test it by even asking my clients. I will give them a personal training session, and I will say, "You love this session?" And say, "Yeah." How much would you pay for this session?
Mhm,
Even though I
mhm.
charge you this much, he said, "Well, honestly, how much would you pay?" And the client would say, "Well, I honestly would pay this much. I don't even know why your price is this low." Thank
Mm.
you. Next year, price is going up.
We sure do appreciate you. See, that's why I'm afraid of those questions. Because if you're already a client, I start with, "Can I grandfather myself in before I tell you the truth?"
Yep.
Let's start with that. Let's start with that. So, um, were you able to during the pandemic benefit from some of the PPP loans? Were you
Yes.
established at that point? Good.
Yes. I was able to benefit from the PPP loan. This office that I am in right now was able because of the PPP loan. I was
Okay.
able to do this, and because I was able to have this room, it was so much easier now to provide my coaching services now because I have a
Okay.
local office where I have good internet, I have good lighting, I have a good
Right.
setup here. So now I can coach my clients whether they're in Ohio, whether they're in Delaware,
Mhm.
whether they're, maybe 20 minutes down the road in Miramar. Say, hey, you don't have to get up. I can coach you from right here and we can make it happen. So it made it easier for me and it also made it easier for my clientele as well.
How long have you been in business?
So I initially started in 2015 as a personal trainer.
Okay.
I started off InSeason, started off with just InSeason, the personal trainer, just doing group workouts, personal training, social walks. And then I took a hiatus in 2017 and just
Mm-hmm.
worked and focusing on my degree in dietetics and working in the cafeteria under a dietitian. And then
Okay.
that's when I realized this is not the route that I want to go to. I want to
Mm-hmm.
focus on health coaching. So I guess restarted
You
the brand,
pivoted.
reestablished the brand in 2019,
Okay.
and literally right before COVID hit. So during that time, I was writing down all these notes, and this is where the 24 habit system came from.
Mm-hmm.
During that time of hiatus, I prepared the whole program and I did the pilot in 2019. And then once 2020 came, it was like, great, I already started working on the pilot. Now it's actually, it was like, it was forced. I was forced now to put it to work, like
Mm-hmm.
now you actually have to do it.
Right.
So,
Exactly. Exactly.
mhm.
Exactly. And you had the wherewithal and the ability to do it. Now you talked about so on your website I noticed is you are a trainer, coach, speaker, and philanthropist.
Yes.
Um that's a lot of work. So and I I wonder, I guess, when you are sort of a solopreneur, how do you manage your day? And you have clients both in person and virtually. How do you break that out in a way that you're able to manage your day and manage being able to do work, do, back of office stuff?
Um, well, it's still a learning process. I'm still growing. I'm still learning, fine tuning some things. But I feel like I do pretty well, managing it
Mhm.
well, and I'm teaching other entrepreneurs now this whole process. So in my personal development program, I kind of talk about certain things that I notice entrepreneurs are doing so they can be effective. Like one thing
Mhm.
is getting adequate sleep and waking up early, starting your day early. Because my goal is, and my goal is that if yeah, pretty much this is kind of what I'm doing now. By the time you're having lunch, I want to be finishing my day.
Okay. So in other words, when you wake up early, your work day consists of there's a portion of the day you work with individual clients and there's a portion of the day that you
Yes.
work with virtual clients.
Yes,
Or is
so I usually do like maybe one per face to face per day, maybe one face to face per day, and
Mhm.
I'll probably do like coaching calls max five to max six clients a day.
Okay. Okay.
I, I keep
And
it like
then
that. Mhm.
and do you work on the weekends also or just the Monday through Friday?
Only Saturdays. Only
Okay.
Saturdays. So one
So
of the
Monday.
things I encourage people, you have to create those barriers. You have to create those
Yeah.
barriers, and you got to
I agree.
create a system where okay, I'm working between these hours of the day. We make exceptions for some people for certain things. Like the only reason I'm making majority of my exceptions right now because I'm finishing the last 2 semesters of my dietetics degree.
Okay.
So I was
Okay.
like, hey, you know what? This is a good time to knock out this degree. So I make
Right.
some exceptions now, but once the degree is over, my office hours, the window goes from I think we are at a 12-hour gap window right now. We're going to go to an 8-hour window, and
Mhm.
everybody's going to fit in between that time slot.
Okay. And what is the big picture goal? I mean, you have these 24 habits that I saw on your website that you referred to earlier. Are you writing a book, or is the big picture plan to ultimately own a gym, or are you trying to go further than one location? Like what's the big vision?
Well, the big vision is I definitely one of I want in season to be every single business establishment everywhere I go. So
Okay.
whether um, um, in government, whether in schooling, whether in the football teams, I feel like my brand and my product could be in anywhere and it'll help any organization thrive
Okay.
because it's a holistic system for productivity. So whether you're trying to win a Super Bowl or whether you're
Mhm.
trying to have successful students, graduating high school, graduating college, and becoming successful business professionals and entrepreneurs, my
Mhm.
system can help them do that because it doesn't only focus on the physical and the health side, it also focusing on the personal and the professional side as well. So
Okay.
when you implement this whole 24-hour system, 24 habit system, it sets you up for life. It literally sets
Okay.
you up for life. So the book
Okay.
is definitely coming out soon, and then we're already creating proposals and programs for young men in high school. We're creating
Okay.
it for or church organizations. We're creating it for business. So when that time comes, I'm like, hey guys, I'm ready. I told you the system works. Let's go. Let's work.
Right. Look, I'll be one of your test subjects.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
You know how they have the picture with the bird. That would be me. That would be a good
Let's
example.
do it.
Um, so right before we started, you and I had a brief conversation, and you about to share some of your personal business. You talked about your wife is also an entrepreneur, so that's two grown folks who are entrepreneurs, and
Yes,
you
yes.
know, I know what you're about to say because I live that life. But speak a little bit about how you and your wife have been able to and are able to. I'm assuming you're not both in the exact same industry or at exact same business. um how are you able to manage both economically but also emotionally and professionally? um how do you, because happy wife happy life, but also
Yeah,
we got to run business. How
yeah,
does
we
that work?
do. So
How uh,
it's definitely tough, but I feel like we're doing our best to navigate. We have a scheduling system
mhm.
where my phone is my calendar is linked up to her calendar is linked up to my calendar. So when she sets up a meeting, or when she sets up a business call, I'm aware of it, and
Okay,
she's aware of
okay,
all my training sessions. She's aware of. So when I'm posting something, it's in a gap where I will have no issue. So if there's a situation, because she homeschools, um,
okay, okay.
where she needs me to watch the kids, she'll find a time slot that makes sense and say, "Hey, I need you here." And then now I'm like, "Okay, perfect. It's already on schedule." And I'll reach out and say, "Hey, I guess I'm watching the kids Friday night, right? Or I'm watching the kids this Saturday, right?" She's like, "Yeah, because I'm going to be busy doing this." So we work it out pretty well. Sometimes it doesn't hit right, but we've been pretty good at that with our scheduling. We even have to schedule dates now.
My
So
God.
yeah, it's like
That's
put it on
very
the calendar Friday night.
You know what? We do too. I just
Yeah,
thought about it. We do too. It was like, look at your schedule. Are you open this day? Okay, I have to apologize, but I turned on something before I left and forgot it was there. Hold on, let me turn off, take it off the stove.
take it
Sorry.
off, take it off.
Okay,
Entrepreneurs,
I'm
huh?
literally about to burn up my house.
We don't
That's
want you doing that.
crazy.
We don't want
Okay,
you doing that.
I'm not. We're having a fun show today,
This
right?
is an amazing episode.
So I'm sorry. I didn't mean to set my house on fire. At least it be on video. You can see it on video.
Mm.
Um, so yeah, I do completely get that. And in terms of conversations about business, do you sort of set boundaries around that? Is there family time? You mentioned you have kids. I mean, because you know basically entrepreneurship is sort of a 24-hour thing,
Yeah,
um,
it is.
if you let it be.
So yeah, well definitely we don't want to shy away from too much business conversation because we want to empower that in our children.
Mhm.
Like my daughter's like she would say, "I want my own business." She's
Okay.
already thought like she wants her own business. So we want to empower them and let them know like, hey, we're both business professionals, and we know that we're entrepreneurs, and we want you guys to hopefully decide if that's something that you want to do when you grow up. So
Mhm.
that's definitely one thing. But then there's times you have to turn it off. You have to
Yeah.
turn it off. Me and my wife celebrated 10 years of marriage this past December. Yeah, it was amazing. So the funny thing
Congratulations.
is, we were on vacation, and we're in like short trip. We're in Naples hanging out, and she said we can't talk about business. We can't talk about the kids.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
So literally the first maybe 2 hours was like, I'm looking at her, she's looking at me, and I'm like, and then
We didn't know each other very well.
yeah, it was like, I was thinking this thing because I had this business proposal, and it's like, no business.
No,
And then it was like, did you know it's so funny, the kids, no kids.
no.
It was like, and then finally it hit, and we were able to connect in a way that we haven't connected in a long time. I was able to see her as her, not the business professional,
The mother.
not the mother of my children, but
Mhm.
my wife, my girlfriend, my sugar boo, So that was a great conversation, and the trip was amazing. And we're looking for more times like that where we just, hey, business aside, because
Right.
we have our annual meeting at the end of the year. Me and her, we have an annual business
Oh,
meeting
nice.
every year.
Very nice.
We
Very
we
nice.
already had the annual meeting, so we're not talking about
Right.
we're not talking about that.
It's not vacation
This is
time.
me and you right now. So
That's awesome. That's
yeah.
I think that's a very healthy approach. There is a lot of conversation right now going on around health and wellness when it comes to business owners. I'm pretty sure you've known that we can be kind of abusive to ourselves on occasion, trying to, um, meet our goals and exceed our goals and really pursue our dreams. So I think it is really nice that one thing the pandemic brought about was this real importance on just life, and where couples can really are intentional
Yeah.
about being couples, not just partners in business. You did a program. How I met you was through a program called Startup FIU.
Mhm.
I've had several of the young people go through that program. And as you know, in the South Florida area, there are several trainings in the
Yeah.
ecosystem around business. What was that experience for you like, and what did you feel like you needed to fix prior to, and did it set you on the motion to be able to fix those things?
Yeah. Well, one of the things that and I talk about this in my program, how it's important that all entrepreneurs do networking,
Uh-huh.
because you need to engage with people that are going to help you to improve. So whether you're networking to find a mentor, you're networking to find a coach, or like for me, I was networking and I found Catalyst Miami, and Catalyst Miami brought to my attention the Startup FIU program.
Okay.
Um,
I've
and
done work with
so
Catalyst as well. Hmm.
yeah, awesome,
Yeah.
awesome.
Good
So that was great to kind of be connected with them. And for me, it was kind of like the pitch was one. The definitely refining the pitch.
program.
Now I can say, hey, I'm a wellness provider that provides wellness programs for provide meal planning, exercise planning, personal development to entrepreneurs and small business owners. I always got it. It's in my back pocket. Let's go.
This is what I do.
So the pitch was refining the pitch, refining my canvas, my business canvas, where
Mhm.
I have the model and I am able to present it to people, creating proposals. So they really infused that into the program. And
Very
then
nice.
also through the program, I've learned like, wow, there's a whole nother world of networking that I didn't see.
Right, right,
There
right.
was, yeah, there was a whole bunch of other people. I'm like, wow, I didn't even know I could shake this person's hand. You
Right,
know,
right,
so it
right.
opens. I was opening doors to rooms that I felt like I couldn't open before.
Awesome.
So,
Very cool.
so that was great. I don't know if I answered the question.
Yeah, you did. Actually, you did. Just because I guess I've sort of been the person that sort of been a little apprehensive about programs sometimes.
Yeah.
Some of them, I feel work, some of them don't, because of
Mhm.
maybe who the person that's or the people that are driving it don't really understand business
Yeah.
as particular small business. So I'm always interested to hear about small business programs and how they can help you develop as an entrepreneur. And if you
Yeah.
feel like they helped you develop as an entrepreneur, I had a chance to go through another similar program called Emerging Leaders, and I felt like it was a game changer. So, So, and then you, like you said, almost like in fitness, you have to be ready for that too. You know what I mean? You have to be in a place, in a space where when you're going to walk in and, really kind of, this is your other baby. So I'm going to tell the world what I put into the world. And now you might tell me that this sucks. So that's the craziest idea I've ever heard. I'm not sure. Yeah. So yeah, it was very helpful. So we have reached each. I think I've asked you every question I can. I want to thank you again for being a part of this program. But before you leave, I want to know how we find you.
All right. So you can find me easily on Instagram. So InSeason, one word, underscore Jeremie. So my name, as you can see, is spelled Jeremie. So on Instagram, you can find me InSeason underscore Jeremie. On Facebook, just write my name, Jeremie, Eitienne, Etienne. And then also, if you want to, please visit my website. Just type in www.inseasonjeremie.com and you'll be open to my website. You'll see a little bit about my bio. You see who I am, the trainer, the coach, the speaker, the philanthropist. Because guys, every 5% of everything I receive goes right back to the community. It gives me the opportunity to do free coaching sessions. It gives me the opportunity to get free group sessions. It gives us also funding to help fund other nonprofits. So whether it was in Haiti, there was an event in Haiti where they wasn't giving care, they didn't have funds to give proper care to moms. So we gave money to a midwives organization to help fund that. Surfside, when the thing happened to Surfside, we was able to donate to Surfside because of the funds that my clients give to me. Because if you give me money through a personal training or whatever it is, I'm going to take 5% of that and I'm going to give it to a cause. So, we're great. We're grateful for all my clients and everyone that's been through the in-season train. And that's how you can find me. So look me up, guys. I'm looking forward to hearing from you.
And definitely the wellness pastor. I'm not kidding. It is the first thing that come up on Google. I kid you not. I was so impressed with that. I got to be honest with you. So thank you again for joining us. And look, I'll be calling you because I need some workout.
Right. Let's do it. And you already know you're going to have the Just Talking business discount. And any one of you guys, if you say, hey, just mention that this podcast, InSeason is providing a special discount just for you. So just mention the podcast and we'll take care of you.
Okay, thank you so much. I'll make sure our audience knows. Thank you. I'll talk to you soon. So everyone, thank you for joining us again. Again, I learned a lot and I hope you did as well. The fitness industry, if you are in the fitness industry, he definitely gave you a wealth of information of what you should consider as an entrepreneur. Next week, we will have Jennifer Schwartz. She is a serial food entrepreneur. So I believe she does cupcakes and all kind of baked goods. I had a chance to talk to her and she's got several businesses that we want to learn much more about. And she too was a part of the StartUPFIU program. So thank you. I'll see you next week, this exact time, 10 a.m. Tuesday. Quick note, that's my birthday. So I expect everybody to be there. All right, then. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.